Welcome back to the Gridiron Report. This is Herald sports writer Manny Navarro, joined once again by high school sports writer Fernandez here on the beautiful campus at Carroll City High School. Dre, I remember when this campus used to walk down here and you say, man, this building is old. Not this one. This one's brand new and shiny and beautiful.
This is one of the new renovated buildings in Dade County. One of the best campuses, honestly. I mean, look at it. It's like night and day compared to what it used to be. You used to walk in and it almost felt like it was nighttime at 24 hours a day. It was so like grim. Now it's like vibrant. You can tell like the kids probably like coming to school a lot more, I would think. I mean, at least I would if I was here. And
it helps when the football team is good again. Trayon Gray and company, the job Aubrey Hill has done in his first year here has been very good. Off to a 5-2 start, if I'm not mistaken. And big game this week against Central. Let's talk about that one. Rockets coming off a big win over Northwestern, their longtime rival, but this is the one that locks up the district title for them.
Yeah, I mean, Trayon Gray, we know is going to have a big game in this one, but to me, the only way Carroll City has a chance is if their defense plays the game of their lives, because to slow down Central, we've said it time and again, is just so difficult with those two guys back there. That's why I got to go with the Rockets on winning the district title, but the Chiefs only need one win in the next 2 weeks. We'll talk about that next week, but I think they'll be okay.
All right, I'm going to be at that game. Andre's going to be driving up to Bradenton, Manatee this week to follow University. Battle of unbeaten, nationally ranked teams up there. Manatee, of course, the number 1 ranked team in Class 8A. University, number 2 in 4A. This is a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 nationally ranked teams. Both teams are in the top 20, and deservedly so. They have 2 of the best offenses in the state, maybe in the country. I mean, Manatee last year with Cord Sandberg, we knew what kind of a team they were. They were ranked number 1 in the nation until St. Thomas took them down in the state semifinals. Maybe not as good as that team last year, and that's why maybe, just maybe, it's hard to win at Manatee. But the Suns might just have enough firepower to do it. I'm going to say that they pull it off maybe by a field goal.
All right, down here in Broward County, Miramar versus Cypress Bay. Used to say that and get chills because you knew it was going to be a heck of a matchup. This year, not so much. Cypress Bay going in a heavy underdog into this one, but they're at home.
Yeah, they're at home. I think maybe for a quarter it might be all right, but Cypress Bay's had so many injuries. They're on the outside looking in now thanks to Flanagan, and I mean it's going to be just really hard for them to stay in it. I mean I saw them play University, and it seemed like they just ran out of gas after a half. Something similar could happen. I'm going with Miramar.
All right, South Dade versus Killian. Let's talk about this one, Dre. Got interesting because of the upset last week of Coral Reef. Killian's got a chance now. Explain the details. What's got to happen for them to make the playoffs now?
Killian, well, it'll be easy if Killian beats South Dade. All of a sudden, then they could probably get in outright. But even if they do drop this game to South Dade eventually does play Coral Reef next week. They would need the Bucks to beat Coral Reef at that point. Maybe cause a tiebreaker with them, with Killian, Coral Reef, and Southridge, which would be really fun to watch and interesting. But I think either way right now, Killian, whether it's a tiebreaker, whether it's outright, I think the Cougars got the favor they needed to get in the playoffs. But that being said, I'm going a close game. I'm sticking with South Dade in this one. I think they have too much firepower on offense, and they'll win a close game.
I'm calling this one the runner-up bowl. Monarch versus South Plantation. Obviously, last week, Deerfield Beach's win over Monarch puts them in the driver's seat to win the district. But these two teams are pretty much fighting for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, they definitely are at this point. I mean, the Paladins have done a good job. Coach Gatewood and those guys, they started out slow, 1-2. They've won the last few games, battled their way back in it. But this Monarch team showed something last week, battling Deerfield down to the wire like that. Could have won the game in regulation and maybe even in overtime. I think they lock it up and they celebrate. That'll be the first playoff berth ever for Monarch.
Mater versus Miami Springs. I don't know that we've ever talked about both of these teams at the same time ever. This is an important game all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is kind of the runner-up ball, although you never know, because if Mater wins this game, they still have a shot. They play American the week after. They're undefeated in district play right now. And I like the running game they have. I mean, Jamal Adjam has brought taking them to an extra level. Their defense is playing well. Miami Springs, I did like what they did. They jumped out early on American, but they let it slip away. Malik Thomas is one of the better running backs in the county. This is going to be one of the best games. I know it's maybe not the name game, but it could be one of the most exciting games all week. And Bill Daly's not going to like me for saying this, but I have a feeling Matter's going to win and keep the drought going for spring.
Bill's officially upset at you, Andre.
Yeah. Sorry, Bill.
All right. That wraps it up for this week's picks. We'll see you next week.